What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I finally fused Maria on my main account. In today's video, we're gonna take her for a spin on the live server. We're gonna see how she performs in live arena. Super curious to see what we can pull off with her in there. We're gonna talk about how to actually build her. Mainly for PvP, of course. And that will depend based on what other champions you're planning to kind of like use with her in the same team. Of course, that's something that's going to constantly evolve based on your account, but still, I'm going to give you guys a couple of different ideas on how you should actually build her up. Let me just quickly bring her up. I do not have a fancy soul for her. I literally purchased a 1-star soul from the shop, so I have that on, but that just gives me HP, unfortunately. At the moment, I have her built on Savage, Cruel, and I have one Feral 2-piece set just to gain some additional speed. I would love to have her much faster than she currently is at the moment. The whole idea with her is the following, guys. You're well aware of the skill set and all that, but if you want to start with her first skill, moving on to an extra turn or anything like that, you will need this champion to basically have 3 buffs, 6 buffs, or more in order to achieve that condition, divisible by 3. And only like that she's granted the extra turn from the third skill. The A1 will have a pretty high chance to generate an extra turn. The main idea is you want to use the A2 on her third turn in order to be able to just demolish the enemies. Now, this will of course be affected a lot by what champions you're planning to bring into the team. I will try to use her with Shuzan because that will give instantly 3 buffs. I will try to use mine with Nakret. The only thing is I will probably have to make some changes to Nakret. So he's going to generate the ally protection, the shield, and we're gonna get the immunity and the strengthen. Okay, so if I'm not making changes to him, I will need a different champion that somehow will give me 2 other buffs, or 2 different champions that will give me 2 different buffs to take me to that 6 buffs to be divisible by 3. But we're going to try that as well, of course. Now, you can build her on Stone Skin. So at the moment, I do not have her built on Stone Skin just for that simple reason. If you build her on Stone Skin, you're going to find yourself in a bit of a pickle because you're going to start with 1 buff directly. And you're going to need to look at champions that will give you 2 buffs in the team, which is a bit harder to kind of like bring into motion. Yes, you can run a Sifi. If you have a Galatir, if you have a Lazarius, if you have an Arbiter, they're just not going to mix and match. You want to basically get that condition done straight off the back. That's why it's very important the way on how you're building her. Now, this build leaves me uncovered to a lot of threats like Hegemons, Tormins. Hegemon is still fairly common in live arena. Tormin, not really. Plus, the enemies will not know how I have my Sanguine Maria built anyway, right? At least not to start with. And that's why I decided to go for a fast build with Savage and a different set. Something that won't give me an additional buff on top of it. Now, if you are running Lightning Cage will count as a buff. So everything that comes from blessings as well will count as buffs on her. Something to keep in mind, okay? I do have a relic on her. I have the Gore Crescent that gives me more attack and crit damage. It's only level 12. I am running the following gemstones. 1 mythical gemstone that I have available. Why not? I gave her Soul Reap as a blessing because there isn't much that I can give her at the moment that will actually really benefit her a lot. Total stats, we have the following: 43,000 HP, 7.1k attack, 2.1k defense, 266 speed, 40 more speed on her would be amazing, 100 crit rate, 324 crit damage, and the accuracy resistance are irrelevant. If you want to run a Cat's Gaze on her, if you have that available, you can definitely do so. Just use a Cat's Gaze, and then you can actually drop the Savage. You do not need to keep the Savage on because it's honestly not as important. But I only have 2 Cat's Gaze. I'm not a big fan of constantly moving them around from these 2 champions that currently have them equipped. So I'm going to have to use something else and a completely different build. I wish I would have 3-4 more Cat's Gaze. That would be absolutely amazing. Masteries, we have offense and defense. We have a Helm Smasher, a tier 6. The best thing you can actually get on her. And you might be wondering, well, she's going to ignore 99% of the target's defense with this skill on her 3rd, 6th, 9th, 12th, etc. turn. Isn't it better to build her in a different way? You can. But the whole idea is this skill needs to do damage. This skill needs to do damage. So you want to have that savage. If you are planning to use her for PvE as well, or even if it's just PvP, if you have like an amazing merciless set, use it on her, right? It's going to be nice. But unfortunately, I do not have very good pieces from the merciless set, and I cannot make a 9-piece merciless. That would be the dream build for me. A 9-piece merciless that will have chances to give you extra turns and all the funky things. There is a relic as well that can work really, really good on her, and I think is the Faction Wars one, and that's the Perched Shadow. This will give you a chance to receive an extra turn when using their default skill, if at least one active skill is on cooldown. Open A3, the A1 will increase that chance to grant the extra turn. This will be in addition to it. What I do not like about this relic, the base stats and the gemstones are basically the diamond shape. They're really not any good damage dealer gemstones from this shape, right? But leaving all that on the side, we're gonna head straight into Arena. We're gonna do a couple of fights in Classic Arena, just like a couple of them to kind of like show you how I'm planning to use her. Sorry. And then we're going to go on to Live Arena. So let me just refresh the page. Why not? Let's get that refreshed and find some worthy opponents. This one right here is an interesting team. So of course, I will have to basically play it around a bit different. I can try, for example, let's just see. So let's bring in Maria, and we're going to run with Shuzan, because that will give me 3 buffs straight away. I will bring in a Reviver. We can go with a Galatir. I could go with a Sifi too, assuming that she has gear. I can't really remember. I haven't used her in a while. Okay, we have some gear. And that will be 3 buffs and 3 buffs. 6 buffs. So that will work as well. And I have a Reviver. I need some form of a control. And we can go, for example, with a Lockout. Let's just say Warlord. Hopefully he has gear. I'm really not sure about that. Not really. So we're going to dodge Warlord, and we're going to bring in my Hydra Yumeko, which I'm not really using in PvP. She's a bit better in terms of speed and stuff. But either way, because my Shuzan is the fastest, we're going to buff her directly. And my Sif is only going to take a turn after, right? So it's not as important that we're going to get the 6 buffs, but it will become more important after. So we can actually just do that, right? And I kind of like want to use her in the following way. Extra turn, A1, no extra turn, unfortunately, right? So now I know for a fact that when I'm about to use her second skill, is going to be that 3rd hit that will deal crazy, crazy damage. I can buff her again if I want to, which I'm not going to do. Instead, I'm just going to boost, boost, boost. And now I can just go in with this, and this will deal crazy damage, right? Like 781,000. And now, because we killed somebody, we lock the cooldowns of the skills on the enemies as well. That's what makes her so freaking amazing. But of course, the A1 can be a bit problematic if you're not proccing that extra turn. And because we killed the target on the very first hit, with the second hit, we never had a chance to gain the 3rd hit, which kind of like decreased our chance to gain that extra turn. If all of this makes sense, right? Because there's a lot of information to process in here. We can go versus a team with mythical champions. Why not? Let's have a bit of fun with them. Hopefully somebody has some stone skin in here. Not really, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to go straight for their damage dealer. Extra turn, and I need 1, 2, 3. I attack that intentionally to gain this chance of hitting the third turn, so that's why I went for Crixia. She seemed a bit tankier, and the shield. And now we can actually just go and smack another one with the A2. 863k, we increase the cooldowns of all of their skills. My Sif is finally going to take a turn, boost. If I want to reset, I can do that. If I want to go in, I can do it again. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buffs. Bang, extra turn. And the other one was on low HP. She died, okay? So you can definitely run her with different comps. Not a bad thing whatsoever. We can, of course, go with a different variation. So I could drop her. I'm going to leave that Yumeko in there because why not? I could go with a Nacred. Now, the only problem right here is that Nacred will give me 4 buffs, right? If I'm not mistaken. And I need to bring in 2 more buffs. The problem is that no matter how I'm going to play it around, it's going to be very hard for me to bring in 2 more buffs. Okay, I could drop my Yumeko and have no lockout or anything like that, but then I will lose the fight, pretty much guaranteed. Let's see what we can do. I know for a fact I can definitely do this. So bring in Lazarius, and I can bring in Galatir, and that will give me 6 buffs. Okay, but we might lose this fight. Most likely we're going to lose it. 2 damage dealers, they have a lockout. It's going to be a bit hard for me to deal with them. So 4 buffs to start with. I'm going to gain increased attack because the strengthen is already on. But now we actually just gained that shield from her passive, which it is pretty interesting. Something that I miscalculated because I already have a shield on Nacred. And if she gets attacked by somebody else in the process, she's going to gain this additional buff, right? So what I could do is try and metamorph with Galatir instead. And pray that I'm going to remove some of that stone skin. But we'll see how that plays out. Of course, we remove none of it. And this is the problem right there. Okay, Marius. Thankfully, we survived that Marius. But I'm not sure we're going to survive that freaking Siegfried. I think that Siegfried is going to absolutely demolish us. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Extra turn. 1, 2, 3. Extra turn. And now I have the A2 available. And I can kill that Marius. And we increase the cooldowns of their skills. Beautiful. We might just have a chance. If my Galatir survives, we can put a stun right now. Beautiful. The A1 saved us, okay? That A1 literally saved us. Now, I'm going to definitely try to... The thing is, I'm going to activate the passive on that Siegfried now. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. But I don't have 3 buffs. Doesn't really make sense to open with that. So I'll rather go with A1. 1, 2, 3. Extra turn. We kill that target. And now I know for a fact that I won't be gaining an extra turn. But I need to trigger the passive on Siegfried, okay? So we're doing that. That's fine. She's going to be on her 3rd turn. I'm going to give her increased attack. So now Siegfried should be going down. 682k. Ignore the block damage. She's going to be so good versus these freaking enemies. In particular, Siegfried, nice, because they are pretty nasty, right? Dead with 1 hit. The rest are coming back. Now that Marius is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to try to block the active skills on them. I definitely need to kill that Siegfried. Because we do not want to risk a revive or anything like that. So A1 on Marius, dead. No extra turn because we only had 1 hit going in. But this seems to work pretty nice as well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buffs again. So not enough to gain the extra turn if we're going to use the A3. But we can just smack with this skill. The 2nd skill. So that's my Maria. These are a couple of different team strategies that you can use with her. Of course, you can play around with different ones. It's just making sure you can bring 3, 6 buffs. Bringing 9 is already at a different level, something that won't really happen in PvP. But 3 or 6 buffs. Let's head into live arena and see if the people will ban her. Are the people scared? Will they have absolutely no chance versus Sanguine Maria? Let me know in the comments down below if you actually fused yours yet. There's literally no point to wait much longer than this. Have you built her? Have you used her? Let me know in the comments down below. So we start with a Fabian in here because I need to kind of like be a bit more cautious in what teams I'm planning to run. I'm going to have to basically go in like this. Okay, and I'm going to see what they're going to buff. That will give me the ability anyway to play around with what skills I'm using on different champions. He's going to see Shuzan. He might be getting a bit worried. I'm going to bring in Lazarius, and I'm going to bring in a damage dealer that can be a massive threat to him. So let's just say we're going to bring in Gizmak, and he might get scared of it. And then I'm going to bring in Maria as the final piece of the puzzle, assuming that he's not going to do it. If he does, that's fine, because we can see her in action from a different point of view. He's bringing Arbiter Carnage, so he's going to be very tempted to ban my Shuzan, kind of like 99%, okay? I think that's what he's going to do. Now, I can definitely get rid of his Arbiter, just to make sure I'm rotating enough. Or I could get rid of Ambris, but I want to kill Ambris. I want to get that satisfaction. Let's see, who is he going to ban? He banned my Gizmak as another thing that was more or less expected. Now, this changes a bit of a little bit my situation here, because my Lazarius is faster than Shuzan. If I'm buffing with Lazarius, I cannot buff with Shuzan. But I can still play around with it. The only problem is how fast are they? And I'm seeing that Fabian seems to be on supersonic. So extra turn. No, this is nasty. So we gain the extra turn. Come on. 1, 2, 3. No, extra turn. Beautiful. 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 Dead meat, baby. Dead meat. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, he stood no chance. He had no idea what is about to happen to him. That's how Maria can actually come in play. Crazy, right? The reason why I haven't used the A2 on Lazarius is because, one, I think he was on supersonic, that Fabian, right? He would have had a very high chance to cut in front. And if I was boosting directly with Shuzan after the Lazarius move, I would have had 5 buffs, which was going to be a problem. No extra turn from the A3 skill. Let's keep on going like this. Let's see. We have a more serious player here. He has double the points than I have. So he has been playing a lot of Live Arena. Probably he's going to bring in a lot of mythical champions too. So let's see about that. And by the way, I did not have a chance to talk about this in yesterday's video, but I've seen the patch notes, and they're going to extend the ranking for Live Arena during seasons. It's going to be top 500 now instead of the top 100, which is really good. We're going to be able to gain some more rewards if you're doing top 500. Let's put that one in there and like this. So we have a Marius, we have an Ambris in there. Ambris has Lightning Cage. It was pretty nasty and scary with that Carnage counter-attacking, right? Because I thought she was going to be dead meat. Ooh, so we know who we are going to ban straight away. We don't want to deal with that block damage. We have a Theodosia in there too. 2 Force Champions. I mean, I'm gonna bait with Gizmak, but I think he's gonna ban probably a different champion. I don't think it's gonna work as easy as in the previous fight. We're gonna see. It really depends what's his last champion in here. If he brings in a Hegemon, he's gonna screw me over, because I'm gonna have to ban Hegemon over the other one. And we have a Crixia with a 5-star Temporal Chain. Okay, so she's out of the team. I don't want to deal with her. The block damage straight off the back is annoying. Then the passive is annoying. probably 9-piece protection. We can remove it. We can only ignore it, which means that we're only going to be able to kill one target. He's taking out my Galatir, which is actually pretty damn interesting. I'm super curious how fast is that Krixia though. So I might have to do the exact same thing with Lazarius now. Just A1. I cannot activate the passive on Marius because I have no immunity on my Maria. That's the downside, right? Hegemon, Tormin, and Marius. Okay, that Krixia is pretty fast. Theodosia is pretty fast too. So we're gonna do that. One extra turn. Ambris. 1, 2, 3 extra turn. I can kill Theodosia or I can kill Marius. She's gonna revive, so I'm gonna kill her. She's dead. We increase the cooldowns of skills on Marius. And baby, with the A1, you're just not gonna be able to take me down. You're not gonna be able to take me down with the A1 only. She died, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna put that immunity on. We're gonna bring her back to life with a passive. A1 on Marius. Another A1. Another A1. And an A3. And we seal the deal. Much better like this. Let's do another fight. I'm pretty happy with that. She can definitely be a one-man army in the right setup. Like, we almost destroyed entire teams with her, right? So I like that. I definitely have no regrets for doing the fusion, though. I have no soul on her at the moment, which will improve her damage quite a bit. Let's try to maybe run a slightly different comp. No Shuzan now. We're gonna bring in Galatir, Lazarius. Now, if they ban my Lazarius, that's gonna be a problem, but we'll see. So he's bringing Gizmak and the chicken. Damn, we have full mythical power right there. Not like I'm doing anything different or stuff like that, but I'm gonna leave that Nakret as the final piece of the puzzle, just because he might bring in a Narcissus and that will absolutely demolish me, right? So Nakret, where are you hiding? One Nakret there. I'm not gonna put you in actually right now. I'm gonna bring her in with another damage dealer, and I don't want to bring in Marius. Carnage has no gear. We're gonna bring in Marius. What? We're gonna bring in Marius. And let's see what else he's bringing in here. I need another speed aura. I haven't even thought about that part. And I need to ban that Calvalex. If not, actually, I don't have to. I kind of have to. Actually, yeah. So I have 2 damage dealers. I need to bring in Nakret. He's gonna ban my speed lead. Like, it's kind of like a no-brainer to do it, which kind of screws me. Yeah, he's gonna ban my... Oh, he banned my Galatir. But either way, I'm still screwed because I'm not gonna have a good number of buffs, which is a problem, no matter how I'm playing it. I thought that maybe I'm going to be able to keep both Galatir and Lazarius and Nakret in the team with her, but it's very unlikely. Because right now I'm only going to gain the increased attack. If I do this, I'm not going to gain a buff. So that is a bit of a problem, though. Krixia is going to lock me. Freaking supersonic. Yeah, this is a GG's. This is a loss. Was a bad idea to do what I've done. So, 1... decrease the cooldowns, but no extra turns. And is a GG's. I'm literally dead in the water right here. If I metamorph and kill Krixia, increase the cooldowns of the skills on them, I'm still dead in the water. Like, there isn't much that I can do here. GG's. Just because I was just trying to think of how I can calculate her buffs, right? If I would have had Stone Skin in here, it would have been perfect. Because that would have been 6 buffs directly. And I would have had a chance to literally... go ham on them, but because of it, not working. Not working out. Okay, no damage. No freaking damage, which is crazy, right? He's gonna metamorph. He's gonna kill her now, though. Yeah. If this was a hit with no damage, that would have been better. So Nacret in this team is not gonna work. I need to think a bit better about it. Put her on Stone Skin, drop Shuzan, and then try to play around with it like that. But if he drops one of my champions that buffs, like was Galatir with a actually no, because I would have had the immunity. So either way it was gonna be a bad idea because Galatir just gives me immunity. She already has immunity, so scrap that part. Scrap that part. I needed a champion like Arbais in that team to give me the increased accuracy and the increased attack. That would have been much better. But unfortunately, in the format, counting on Galatir was a no-no. I just forgot for a second that she's getting the immunity from Nacret's passive, and Galatir just gives you increased immunity with his A2, right? So that was a miscalculation. I'm still going to bring in Gizmak because most likely he's going to ban Gizmak if he's not going to ban one of my support characters. Fabian is extremely popular. He's actually crazy, crazy popular. So Maria, time to put a monkey and an Alice down to sleep. I'm actually going to get rid of Fabian. He banned my Shuzan. Okay. In a way or another, I saw that coming. A lot of people will be more tempted to ban Shuzan just because of that instant turn. It can be very, very annoying, right? Like, it's super hard to deal with her, especially if she's faster than you. You don't have a hegemon to lock it or something else to deal with her. If she gives that instant turn to a champion like Gizmak or somebody else, is pretty much GG's. It's game over, right? But now we're going to have 3 buffs. So we have 3, which means extra turn. I'm not going to do that because these are 2 other buffs. So I'm just going to melt the Stone Skin, but he knew he was going to lose. Let's do one more fight. Well, hopefully we can put her in a good practice, as we've done in the previous fights. Jaman! Okay, Mr. Jaman, what do you have in store for us? Let's see. Ambris. Ambris is top pick for the majority of the people nowadays. Crazy, huh? Let's do something else like this. Let's make him focus on that Galatir more. A Marius, a Fabian. They seem to be the most popular picks in Arena for the last 1-2 months. Ooh, this is nasty. We have a Nal and we have a freaking Marichka. That Nal needs to be kicked out. If not, we're gonna get absolutely demolished. I don't F around with Nal. No, no, no. No, no, no. We ain't doing that here. No. No, no, no. We're not doing that here. Ah, oh, this is just so bad. So bad. Too much block damage. We're just not going to be able to kill anyone. If I leave Nell in the team, I'm just dead in the water. Oh, man. This really sucks. I don't think we're going to win this fight, boys and girls. But we're definitely going to die trying. You got my Gizmek out. That's fine. Okay. The problem is they're going to start directly with the block damage. It's going to be protected on everybody. I'm not sure how many more buffs that Eilil is going to have. Immunity. He's going to take an instant turn, yeah. Damn. All of the freaking shields from relics and everything else is just crazy how many turns it gives him, right? So we have Polymorph. Damn it. Okay. What do I want to do here? I don't think I want to revive yet. Because that Ambrose is gonna come in hot. Why did I just gain an extra turn? Man, if only if we were not getting Polymorph, that would have been good, but I knew that we're gonna lose this. When I've seen Nell and Niame in the same team is just not looking good. And he had buffs from the relic. He had a lot of buffs on, which kind of like makes it pretty nasty. I knew that Eilil was gonna move in front, yeah. Oh my god, I freaking polymorph for 2 turns now, man. We need some block buffs on them a bit, because it's getting nasty here. She gonna cleanse? Yeah. 2 have immunity. 2 don't. She just used the cleanse. Go. Get stunned and shut up. Okay. Oh my god, my freaking Sanguine Maria is just not moving. Finally, but she took a turn. I need her to gain an extra turn. So 1, 2, 3. Extra turn. The passive is gonna proc. That's the problem. The passive is gonna proc on her. Oh! Wait. The passive from Niame did not proc there, which was a bit strange, wasn't it? Okay, he's dead again. We cannot metamorph yet with the Galatir, which kind of sucks. I was gonna say we need to revive a bit here. We need to do something because it's getting dangerous. Ah, damn it. Okay. He had the skill available. 3 buffs. A1, boom, boom, dead. Okay. The problem is the debuff from Ambris, man, is gonna melt us around. I'm just worried for my Lazarius, literally. If I don't revive that Galatir in the next turn, and I don't think I have the passive available yet, I'm gonna be in trouble. Still, I thought that I'm gonna get instantly demolished. We still managed to do a bit of a recovery, but it's a very tough team to fight with the setup that I have. What's happening? Jaman, what's happening? Oh, trying to reconnect? Hell no. My internet is fine, man. What is this? Clarium, are you sabotaging my fight? I was literally almost ready to win this fight. I was so curious, honestly, if I was able to fully recover. If I was reviving Galatir with Lazarius passive, then bring in Shuzan, I would have had a chance. I would have had a chance, man. Okay. Yes, Galatir is back. Galatir is back. This is what I wanted to... Oh, we have block revive on her, so we cannot revive her back. 1, 2. If I kill her now, they're all gonna come back to life. And they're gonna have so much turn meter that I won't be able to deal with them. So I need to wait and kill her with the A3. 1. So I need to do 3 turns again. Another cycle of 3 turns. Great. That's definitely not working as planned. I gotta try with the A1. 1, 2. Extra turn. Thank you. Thank you. And will attack all remaining enemies with less than 66% HP. Oh, yes, baby. We managed to freaking win this fight. We managed to win this fight. Okay, and that is crazy. I really thought that we're going to get absolutely wrecked. Maria with the carry. The extra turns. That A3 becoming AoE. The creme de la creme. But we're going to end this on a positive note, guys. We managed to absolutely demolish that team as well, which is definitely really, really impressive. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights. 1 loss. I think we've done pretty damn good. And the loss is just because of miscalculations, planning to use a specific team that did not actually manage to keep that synergy on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but I really think that they stood no chance against Sanguine Maria, who absolutely wrecked them in both Classic Arena and Live Arena. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the content, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.